So that's one thing I was doing. The other thing I was doing this week was I watched a couple episodes of House of Cards.
Oh, the new season?
So yeah, we're about halfway through. That show's so good. This is what's so weird about that show. It is predicting what is going on in the real world of politics.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's super creepy.
Who's Trump?
No, well, they're talking about a contested convention, about picking the vice president, and then they're also talking about some type of insurrection, and it sounds like ISIS. I think it's called ICO or something like that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's like super.
It's kind of like when you watch Homeland, you're like,
this is too real.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that thing with Homeland?
Yeah, I told you about that, the graffiti.
Yeah, the graffiti was like in Arabic that was like making fun of the show.
Yeah, like Showtime sucks or Showtime is racist.
But nobody actually checks it.
No, yeah.
Come on, Showtime, get your stuff together. But so yeah, we'll watch that. I watched a bunch of Netflix. I'm trying to finish up on Firefly. I really like that show. I ended up buying the board game.
Of course you did.
Well, that doesn't take much, but I heard that game's kind of it's a little bit of a long game. We'll get to a long game that we were playing. Actually, we are in the middle of.
Yeah, we took a break to do this podcast, and we got to get back to galaxy conquering.
Yeah, we're playing Star Wars Rebellion. We talked about this 2 or 3 episodes ago. So it's a Star Wars board game. It's like the Star Wars board game in my opinion because
it just came out. Yeah.
Yeah, it just came out about a month ago. I mean, this game is heavy. I mean, we were resolving combat between our two teams for like 25 minutes on this one. I
found the rebel base.
You did find my base. This game's great. I got a chance the first time I played as the Imperial, the bad guys, and then Gerald was the Rebellion, and now we've switched. Yeah, I understand your frustration. This game
I don't think we got that far in that game compared to this one, and we understand the concepts more. And
yeah, just like any big heavy board game, you got to play it a couple times. It is tough, man, to be the rebels. It is just tough. The whole time I'm just like, it's almost a game of just it's just holding on. Like until
you can put enough objectives down.
Right. And you never feel like you're, accomplishing anything. You're just trying to avoid
which is
addition by
awesome because that's very thematic for like.
No, it is, but I think
the universe, obviously.
I think that's important to know going in because a lot of board games, like, you don't like getting your hand smacked all the time. You know, like the take that cards that are just brutal, like just make the game not fun. You need to know that going into this because it is brutal to be the Rebellion. Like there was a part where I'm like, I can't do any of this. None of this does good. And then breaking canon here, we had I
captured Leia.
Captured Leia.
Darth Vader.
Yes.
Captured her.
Put her in jail. So far we're on canon land.
Throw her in carbonite.
Not in canon land anymore, but then it gets even stranger.
And then use the Emperor to turn her to the dark side.
So now Leia is working for the Empire.
For the rest of the game. There's no way to turn her back.
I know, and I had
a
card
now agent of the Empire.
Damn you, Leia.
If I can't get your brother, I'll get you.
That's right. No, but the game's great. All of the components are fantastic, even the little ships and stuff like that. But it is very, very hard to be the rebels. And it's just, like I said, it's one of those games where you're just holding on. Really, you're just trying to survive. It's a survival game. And if you know that going into it, I think you'll enjoy it. But it's fun to be the Empire. I mean...
it's fun. It's good.
So if you're going to play, at least play 2 games with your friends, so one person will feel like they're the Empire.
And don't get discouraged. I mean, it's like I said, it's thematic, so that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a strategy that once, we play the Rebel times a couple times each, we'll get the strategy down and it won't be as difficult.
And we haven't gotten through all the cards. Like there's a deck of cards for both of us that kind of escalate as you go through the game, especially for the Rebels.
Yeah.
And we really haven't gotten through all of them. So it's like any good game. Once you kind of learn what the other player can do at the same time.
Combos you can do, the strategy behind the game. Yeah, it just takes some time.
Capture Leia and turn her to the dark side.
Yep. Worked out perfectly for me.
So that's what we're still playing right now. I still would give it a good thumbs up. I think
I. Yeah. Now after I played the Empire, definitely thumbs up.
Definitely. The other game, speaking of board games that I was playing this week for What You Doing, is me and Alyssa are still previewing games when we did a review. I'm going to go over them quick. Again, if you haven't watched the preview videos or Kickstarter previews, or our review videos, I'll put some links here in the show notes, and then
check out that flip video.
Yeah, a fast flip is what it's called.
Fast flip. Yeah.
So I'll talk about that one first. So we checked out a kids game, which is pretty cool because I obviously love board games, but I got a chance to take this over to my cousin's house and play with some kids, and they loved it. It's a fun game, but it's a simple game. It's basically you have a draw pile. One side of the cards has numbers or pictures of fruits. And then on the opposite side of that card is like an assortment of fruits in different quantities. So what happens is you flip the top card, if there's a number on the top of that draw deck, then you have to say the fruit on the other card, the arrangement of how many of them are there of that. Oh my God. Let me try that again.
Let's do this, guys.
Jeez.
Come on, David.
This is a kid's game and I can't even explain it. No, you flip over the draw pile, the assortment of fruits If there's a number on the top of that draw pile now, you say which fruit has that many in the picture. If it's a picture of a fruit, you say how many of that fruit, you say the number of how many of fruits are on that card. Again, it's not as difficult as Jesus. I'm explaining.
Sounds great.
Oh my gosh.
Little kids are gonna love it.
It's actually fun, even for adults, because it's hard. I mean, it's quick thinking.
Yeah.
I actually got lost to the kid a couple times.
Not surprising.
But check out that video. It's from Blue Orange Games. They have lots of cool. What I like about Blue Orange too is they have a game called New York 1901, which is like a Ticket to Ride medium weight family game.
What did we play before from them?
Pro Hees.
Yeah,
Pro Hees was really good. What was the other one? King's Gold.
Yep. Fun little game.
Yeah, a bunch of fun little games and good for families. And then they obviously have all the kids games too, which is great. So that's Fast Flip, but go watch it. I dance and sing in the video. So stay till the end too. There's little post-credit stuff. I always try to put little post-credit stuff.
MCU over here.
Yeah,
with
I know.
The post-credit scene.
The next one that we checked out was a Kickstarter preview. So we checked out a game called Great Scott, the game of mad invention. I don't know if you got a chance to watch this video, but it's a card game. And it's one of those, do you remember back in the day, I think it was Guinness, where it's like, brilliant! Remember this?
Yeah.
It feels like that type of time period. It's like you're Queen Victoria, you're the scientist working to make these great inventions and present them to her. And you create your invention based on these cards. So there's like cards that have adjectives and cards that have
that sounds fun.
It's fun. So it's kind of like Mad Libs. Back in the day, you fill it out. But you create like ridiculous things. Like I made the crab cremating cougar conveyance, and it was about feeding. And you have to once you make out your invention, you have to present it. You have a minute to present it to everybody, and then people vote who's the best.
Yeah.
But you also do set collection. So in addition to like getting votes, like Cards Against Humanity, who's the best? I give the card to them. In this one, you get points for set collection. So if you get like alliteration, like I just told you, crab cremating cougar conveyance, you get extra points for that. But it's so much fun. Like I explained, like cougars run faster because we feed them the burnt remains of crabs, and and horses are obsolete, and we have cougars delivering mail now. It's a very silly game, but it's a lot of fun. I like games that create silliness, but don't force silliness. A lot of games that are silly.
So I think that's my problem. I'm not very creative, so this sounds a little bit more fun than what was that? I forgot that love game or the story game.
Yeah, you got to create like a story.
We have to like create everything. At least the cards kind of help you along.
Yeah.
For people who are like me and aren't very creative.
Yeah, this one helps out a lot on that. So that's Great Scott. We'll put review or links to the preview video so you can watch the whole thing. And then the last one we checked out was Made from Scratch. This one's excellent. So you're a big home cook, right? You made that delicious turkey. Can't forget that.
Yes, that's true.
So this game...
I'm Gordon Ramsay over here.
Yeah. Madam
Raw!
Good Gordon Ramsay. So in this game, you are competing as home cooks to try to make classic recipes, meatloaf, apple pie, all these classic recipes, and they look like the actual game cards look like recipe cards, and they have stains on them and stuff like that look like you use them. So it's very thematic, and you're racing to try to collect cards to put them into the recipe. Whoever puts the most recipes, once the card has all of its ingredients filled, takes ownership of that, and then you have to cook it. You have to prepare and cook it, and then you can run out of counter space or run out of ovens and stoves, and that makes your food start to spoil, and you lose victory points for it. So it's got a lot of mechanics to it, but it's super simple to play. It's probably one of the most thematic Kickstarter games I've ever played. Like it feels like you're cooking. Like Alyssa, me and my wife Alyssa, we were playing it, and one of the cards was French onion soup, and she's like, "What are the ingredients?" And I was like, "Well, don't look at the card. Just tell me what you think the ingredients are." And she's like, "Broth, onions, it's like spices, bread for the and that's exactly what's on the card." So like, it's one of those games where the mechanics of the game match the theme of the game, which is hard to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's Made from Scratch. Another fantastic. Oh, this is what I'm impressed with. Like these Kickstarter games are good. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I made a game, it wouldn't be that good.
We're thinking of our own game, David.
Yeah, we'll put it together. It's a podcasting game. No, I'm just kidding.
Most boring game ever.
I know. But yeah, so that's what I did all this week. Okay. We got some other stuff we wanted to talk about. The big thing in the news right now is the return. Now, this will come out on Monday, so everyone will already react. Oh my gosh, can you believe that happened in Game of Thrones?
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Oh, cover your mouth and we'll fill in the audio here.
When happened.
Exactly. No, we're big Game of Thrones fans.